Hello and welcome. After some thought as to how I can optimize my arrow detectors for both SSP and SMP, I've come to a few important conclusions, and the most important of those is that if we fire an arrow at a pressure plate, and then any entity that needs updating by the server or client invades the space of that pressure plate, it will then activate the pressure plate. And that is very important because it means that we don't need to necessarily use particles, but we can use any entity, including players. So, for example, I'm standing over this pressure plate, or should I say hovering, using creative modes flying, and I'm not down far enough to actually activate the pressure plate myself. But if I fire an arrow at the pressure plate from this range, it will still activate the pressure plate because my feet are currently within the pressure plate's bounds. And that's very important because that means we can use other entities, for example a boat, to do the same. Now if we were to place a boat on this side here, behind our pressure plate or next to it, it will activate it regardless of whether there's an arrow on it. However, we can always avoid that by simply raising it up a bit. So to demonstrate exactly how to fully build the new detector, we just place a pressure plate, we place a slab of any type, a boat, wire up your redstone anywhere you want, remove any unnecessary blocks, and that's it. Now you're ready to go on a Assassin's Creed streak on all the torches of the town. And that's pretty much all you need to know right there. The boat is partially within the bounds of our pressure plate, so it will always be active whenever we have an arrow. And of course, you can always reset it by using a sticky piston attached to a block. There are some issues involved with using a standard just normal piston, so you might want to just use a sticky piston just to be safe. And then if we were to fire at the top of our block here, remember that you always have to fire at the top of the block. Great training for the players if you use a redstone torch like I showed before, but there you go. You can always reset it and wire it up to a timer to make a Legend of Zelda style eye, and that's pretty much it. So I will see you next time.